pleasure to introduce Barbara Aman.
Thank you, Chance. How's this? I want to check on the headset. How's the headset? Is that okay? Okay, I'm using a different microphone. I'm going to stand up here. Easier to see me.
Yeah.
So I am thrilled and honored to be here. I have to say, for those of you that may not recognize me, I actually recognize a number of you. I worked for hospice about 7 years ago, and I was a member of Section on Aging, and I have to say, I am wholly impressed with what I see has happened with this organization. It's a whole different group. New energy, a new sense of what you're doing and who you are and interaction. I'm quite impressed. Can you give yourself a hand? Really, this is a large group. You're organized. You're moving it along. Bob's keeping the videotaping, keeping the time going. Sheila keeps you active, doing yoga, laughter yoga. I saw that video on your webpage, by the way. Pretty hilarious, pretty hilarious. So I'm honored to be able to be with you here in bringing something to you that's actually something that's about self-care for you, right? We're all going to be aging, and you are all doing amazing things in the community of aging. But it's really about self-care, and we're going to start there, right? How many of you have any kind of practice that you do on a daily basis that you would put into that self-care category? Yay, yay, wow, impressive, that's great. Says a lot about you too. And for how many of you is that practice a physical practice? Something related to your body? Even more amazing. This is great, this is great. So just to say a little bit about this practice itself. Conscious movement is actually the umbrella term that covers all of these practices that are about moving. Moving with awareness, having awareness of your body as you're moving, because our body is the one thing we're connected to, right? Our body is that piece that keeps us connected to the earth, connected to ourselves, how we see each other. You know, it's the external piece, right? We have all kinds of stuff going on inside, but what happens with our body is really the connecting piece for all of us, for ourselves, and with each other. The practice that Chance and I do, called soul motion, conscious movement practice, there must be 30 of these different practices that are available. I mean, yoga even fits into that, right? Yoga, how many do yoga? Pilates, right? There's a lot of practices that you could put into that awareness category, meaning when you're doing a movement with your body, you're paying attention, right? You're not mindless about it. You're actually paying attention. So you have an awareness. So let's begin this morning. I'm just going to put this out there. Anyone have any questions or anything just as a piece here before we begin and start into doing our little personal practice here? Anything? Yes?
What is your practice?
What is my personal practice? Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. I actually do moving every morning myself to music. I do something called shaking, and we'll do a little bit of that here. I do shaking, I do singing. I sing a lot also because for me, voice and body aren't separate. They're the same, right? You can't have one without the other, hopefully. And a lot of us don't even know how to use our voices. So all of the physical aspects, right? Oh, I just lost my microphone. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay without it?
No.
No. Okay, good. Just checking. We had some technical challenges this morning. I brought my own headset, which actually sits on my head, so I can move around and not have to worry about this, but it didn't quite work. All of those last minute, thank you, Bob. Again, you were great about being accommodating and figuring that out. All right, so let's make a shift here. You know, you guys have shown up, And we've had a lot of movement. You're moving at a fast pace, so let's shift gears here, all right? Let's sit in our chairs. I would face towards the table.
It's too much work already.
I hear phones ringing. So if we could turn off any devices that we may have. I know they're really drawing, they're really pulling. But in your seat, if you can make yourself comfortable in your seat, all right? Lean back against the chair. Let's all take a deep breath. One big deep breath. Let's do that one more time. Breathe out with sound. A deep breath in. When you hear it more, one more time. Deep breath in. And I encourage you, even if this didn't happen automatically, some of you closed your eyes automatically, I encourage you to try this with your eyes closed. All right? Just sit in your seat. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the back of the chair supporting you. Sinking into that seat. Sensing your breath. Feeling it as it comes in through your nose and down your throat. You may sense your rib cage expanding a bit as the breath comes in. And with your next breath in, draw it down into your belly, into your diaphragm. Draw it down. And if your mind is thinking about where you're going to go next, where have you just been, what you have to do today, just let it go. As any thought comes in, just let it go. And with your next
next breath in, place your hand on your chest. And again, sense that breath coming in. And with that hand on your chest, you may very well sense your heartbeat. Your breath connects you to all that is. Sensing your heartbeat and your breath, you know you're alive. You know you're connected to everyone at that table around you. You're connected to everyone in this room. And also place your other hand on your belly. Heart and breath. Let's take one more deep breath together. And one more deep breath, drawing it in. Letting it out. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes and see what's different. What's different within you, within yourself. You have a better sense of your body, of your breath in your heart, your breath in your heartbeat. What changed? You changed within yourself, within your table, within the room. The room definitely changed.
We're more present.
More present. So you know you can do that at any point during the day, right? Just stop. Just stop, hand on the heart, hand on your belly, take some deep breaths, and it all changes. Physically, mentally, emotionally. All right. So now, let's stand. Let's everyone stand. Shift gears into a little different place, all right? So you were still and calm and quiet. Now we're going to shake. Just start to mean it. Shake. So as you're doing this, I'm going to tell you a little bit about shaking. Shaking is part of how our country began. Shakers, Quakers, this was part of their practice. Seriously, it was. Those that came to our country first because they were persecuted spiritually in other countries, this is part of what their practice was. So, this is in your genes, whether you know it or not. That's American. So just keep shaking, and the more you shake, right? So bounce your knees. Think of bouncing your knees. Bounce your knees. That's it. That's it. And as you're shaking, you can turn your body, right? Just turn your body a little bit because we're always focused forward, right? Join us. Come on and join us. You arrived just at the right time. Now shake it, shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it, shake it. And as you're shaking, you make your way back to the back of the room. And keep shaking as you shake. I'm glad I love it. That works every time. It works every time. So again, you don't need to keep facing me. Keep turning in a 360 degrees, right? So what this does is this makes you aware of everything around you, of everyone around you. How many people noticed the music stopped? So let's come to that place again where your eyes were closed, right? Where your eyes were closed, that place where you were sitting in the chair, where you were calm and still and quiet. Come to that place again. And see how different it feels now that you're standing. That awareness of everything around you with your eyes closed. So let's take a slow walk again. And as you're doing so, find yourself next to one other person. Just begin to walk. Just take a walk.
We open our eyes.
Take a walk. Actually, I kind of like the idea of walking with your eyes closed. I like that idea. That works too. Just take a small little walk and find yourself next to one other person. All right? And let's make this shoulder to shoulder so you're not having eye contact, right? I can tell you guys love each other. Look at this. How you end up in one sort of clump. I love it. I love it. All right. So let's kind of separate some of the twos a little bit. Have a little space between you, just because. And let's have one of you stand behind the other. One person stand behind the other. And take the back of your hand and place it on the middle of the other person's back. Just place it on the other person's back. Again, in quiet stillness. And both of you, close your eyes and take a deep breath together. front, feel that support. Feel that support you have behind you. And know you can feel that at any moment. That support is always there. And then as you're ready, switch places. So the person who was in front goes to the back. And do the same thing. Again. Hand on the back of the other person, the back of your hand on the middle back of the other person. It's actually their back heart. It's the back heart. So the person standing in front, with your eyes closed, sensing and feeling that support. Feel that support you have. Self-support, support of your community, friends, family. Know that support is always there. And then as you're ready, when you're done, as you're ready, begin to walk again around the room. And as you do so, make some kind of movement, whether it's an arm lifting up, whether it's a foot lifting up, just make some kind of movement, swimming across the room. And if you're not sure what to do, just look around and see what else other people are doing and mimic what you see. All right, how many can hear the music? Keep that movement going. And you may feel the desire to engage with someone else, and do that. Don't hesitate. And remember that hand on anyone's back. At any moment. Just keep moving. Keep that movement going.
And I can turn around the other way.
Whenever you're inspired, hand on another person's back. Hand on the other person. You can keep moving. If you see someone's back, place your hand on it. And keep moving. Keep moving. Just keep moving. Turn, move directions, change directions, shift your weight. If you want to put the hand on another person's back and move that way, you're welcome to do that. Or not. You have that choice. One big long. Right. I love it. I love it. The most interactive group I've ever seen. That's for sure. It's like I can't separate you guys. It's like you're so funny, you have to connect to each other. Let's shift gears again. And can you hear the music? Barely, I know. I apologize for that. I didn't bring my big speakers, my big loud, long room speakers. All right, can you hear the music? Bring me sunshine. right? Take that to heart and start moving that around. You get it moving around real. And remember your back body, you have the back to your body. And I love it. We got the lineup in back, the guys standing there in the back, the guys. Feel the floor underneath your feet. Feel the floor. Feel your connection to the floor, to the earth beneath the floor. Down into the earth. Feel that spine connecting the sky to the earth. Your spine is that connector. That sense of stillness. That sense of somebody's phone buzzing. This is your test. Can you do this with a buzzing phone?
Yes, we can. They buzz all the time.
We will endure. So just know that this place that you are at now, this place of stillness and pause and connection to your heart and your breath, any moment, at any time, you can do this and go there. Any moment in your day. Standing in the grocery line, you get frustrated. When somebody pulls in front of you in the car, right, unexpectedly. Just know this place of pause, peace and pause, it's there. It's always there for you, especially those of you who are working so hard with all the elders in our community. Just so you know, when I do this work with elders, I use 30s and 40s music, right? So this is a very different experience, right? This was what I did for you, but what's done with elders is very different. Very different. When they hear the music that they so love, they're engaged. Everything else disappears. They're engaged. Everything from the person laying, who can hardly move, can only move their eyes, right? That happened to me recently, where someone was only able to move their eyes in the wheelchair, and they were as engaged as the Ginger Rogers wannabes jumping around the floor. Music is it, music and movement. And while I'm talking about that, Friday night there is a benefit for music and movement. For those of you, I assume most of you probably know about that. No? Yeah, I know. I know you do because we talked about it. Music and movement, there's a movie, Alive Inside. Have you ever seen that? Yes, I figured that. Okay, that was taken, an off-take of that is a project called Music and Movement, where the intention is to bring iPods to individuals, all in facilities, nursing facilities, but also at home as well. So music is fine-tuned to what their desires are, And when they hear, particularly people with memory challenges, Alzheimer's, dementia, when they hear the music, music works differently than language, right? It's in a whole different place. Music fires in all parts of our brain. Language is in one. So when people hear music they love, it motivates them to move. And as long as we move, we stay young, better quality of life, right? Right. Thank you all.
Thank you.